They called it a prank. I called it the last mistake they'd ever make. Christmas Eve. Snow blankets Manhattan like powdered sugar over poison. The Brooks family penthouse on Park Avenue glitters with $12,000 worth of holiday lights. Inside, silence. Tiana Brooks, 28 years old, stands in the doorway of her own home. Her suitcase from Tokyo still has the baggage tag attached. Her arms are full of gifts wrapped in silver paper. Cashmere scarves for mom, first edition books for dad, the new iPhone for Ava, gaming console for Ethan. The apartment echoes. She sets the gifts down slowly. Her breath catches. Something is wrong. The kind of wrong that lives in your gut before your brain catches up. She pulls out her phone. Opens the family group chat. It's gone. Vanished. Like it never existed. She tries calling her mother. Straight to voicemail. Her father. Nothing. Ava. Blocked. Ethan. The same cold digital wall. Her heart pounds against her ribs like a prisoner against bars. Then she opens Instagram. Scrolls through her feed. And there it is. Posted 4 hours ago. A photo she wasn't tagged in. A photo she wasn't meant to see. Her entire family. Her father Victor in a linen shirt. Her mother Celeste in a white sundress. Sister Ava with her phone in hand. Perfect influencer pose. Brother Ethan with a cocktail grinning like he just won the lottery. Behind them, turquoise water. White sand. Palm trees swaying in tropical wind. The caption reads, "Family Christmas getaway. No distractions." A champagne emoji. A Christmas tree. A winking face. Tiana's hands shake. She reads it again. And again. Each word a knife between the ribs. Not distractions. She's the distraction. She tries one more time. Texts her mother. Please tell me this is some kind of mistake. 3 dots appear. Then disappear. Then appear again. Finally, the message arrives. It's just a joke, sweetheart. Lighten up. Tiana stares at those words until they blur. Just a joke. Lighten up. 28 years of this family. 28 years of being the one who fixed things, who paid for things, who held things together while they took and never looked back. She built a company from her bedroom, wrote code until her eyes bled, turned an idea into a 7-figure AI startup that Silicon Valley was fighting over. And when her father's company hit turbulence last year, who signed the lease on this penthouse so they could dodge taxes? When Ethan crashed his third BMW, who paid the insurance? When Ava needed $10,000 for her nose job, who wired the money without asking questions? Tiana Brooks, the daughter they forgot on Christmas. She doesn't cry. She's past crying. She walks to the window, looks out at the city sparkling below. Manhattan doesn't sleep, neither will she. She opens her laptop. The glow illuminates her face in the dark apartment. Her fingers move across the keyboard like a concert pianist playing her final song. Every utility bill, every lease agreement, every contract and service and subscription that keeps this palace running, all under her name, all under her control. She starts with the lease. 30 days notice. Submitted. Confirmed. Done. Then the electricity, the water, the gas, the internet, all scheduled for disconnection in 72 hours. She calls the furniture company, the $10,000 couch, the imported Italian dining set, the king-sized bed from Denmark, all leased under her business account. She schedules a pickup. Everything. Goodbye. Her phone buzzes. A text from Ava, a photo of a sunset. The message. Wish you were here. Not really though. LOL. Tiana smiles. It's not a kind smile. She opens her video camera, positions it on the mantle, sits down in front of the Christmas tree she decorated alone 3 days ago, presses record. Her voice is steady, calm. The kind of calm that comes before hurricanes. Merry Christmas, family. I hope the Maldives is everything you dreamed of. I hope the water is warm and the cocktails are cold and the photos get all the likes you're desperately craving. She leans forward slightly. I want you to know something. Every bill you never thought about, every light switch you flipped without wondering, every hot shower, every fast internet connection, every piece of furniture you sat on while you looked down on me, all of it, every single thing, was paid for by the daughter you called a distraction. Her eyes are dry, sharp as glass. This penthouse? My name. The Mercedes in the garage? My lease. The credit cards you've been swiping? My accounts. She pauses, lets it sink in. Consider this your eviction notice. Consider this your wake-up call. Consider this me finally understanding that blood doesn't mean you get to bleed me dry. She stands up, adjusts her blazer. You wanted a family Christmas without distractions? Congratulations. You've got one, permanently. She stops the recording, uploads it to the smart TV system, sets it to play on loop starting December 28th at 6 p.m., right when their flight lands. Then she packs one suitcase, takes her laptop, her passport, and her dignity. She books a room at the Four Seasons across town, corner suite, city view. 3 days later, she's sipping champagne on the balcony when her phone explodes with notifications, calls, texts, voicemails, all of them frantic, all of them from the family that forgot her. She watches from across the street as the lights in the penthouse flicker once, twice, then go black. She raises her glass to the darkness. Merry Christmas, welcome home. Before the champagne, before the empty penthouse, before the revenge, there was a girl who learned to be invisible in her own home. Seattle. 15 years earlier. Tiana Brooks is 13 years old. She sits at the dinner table in a house worth $4 million overlooking Puget Sound. Her father, Victor Brooks, holds court at the head of the table like a king addressing peasants. He's talking about his latest acquisition. Another tech company swallowed whole. Another board of directors shown the door. He speaks in numbers and power plays. His voice fills every corner of the room. Her mother, Celeste, nods along, champagne glass in hand. She's wearing a dress that costs more than most people's monthly rent. She doesn't work. Hasn't in 20 years. Her full-time job is looking perfect and spending Victor's money. Ava, 16, checks her phone under the table. Even then, she's building her brand. Selfies in the bathroom. Outfit posts. The beginning of what will become 200,000 followers who think they know her. Ethan, 11, pushes food around his plate. The golden boy who can do no wrong even when he does everything wrong. Private school expulsions. Broken bones from reckless stunts. Bills that Victor pays with a wave of his hand. And Tiana. Glasses too big for her face. Hair pulled back in a ponytail. A book about Python programming hidden on her lap under the table. Victor looks at her. Finally notices she exists. Why can't you smile more like your sister? The question hangs in the air. Tiana looks up. She's not smiling because there's nothing to smile about, but she can't say that. Ava glances over, smirks, flips her hair. Come on, thanks in advance. It's not that hard. Just curve your lips up, like this. She demonstrates. Perfect. Practiced. The same smile she'll use in 10,000 Instagram posts. Celeste sighs dramatically, sets down her glass. Honestly, sweetheart, you dress like you're going to a job interview at a library. This is a family dinner. Could you at least try? Tiana looks down at her sweater. It's comfortable. It's practical. It's not $500. She says nothing. She's learned that silence is safer. The years pass like this, a blur of comparisons and dismissals. High school. While Ava is crowned homecoming queen, Tiana is in the computer lab building her first app. While Ethan is crashing his third car, Tiana is winning a national coding competition. While her parents are throwing parties for people who don't care about them, Tiana is teaching herself machine learning from YouTube tutorials and open source forums. College. MIT. Full scholarship. Not that anyone in her family knows. They didn't come to her graduation. There was a yacht party in the Hamptons that weekend. Priorities. She graduates top of her class. Gets offers from Google, from Facebook, from every tech giant that matters. She turns them all down. She has a different plan. Age 25. A studio apartment in Brooklyn that costs half her savings. A laptop. A dream. And code that won't stop flowing from her fingers like water from a broken dam. She builds Cerebrite AI in that apartment. An artificial intelligence platform that can predict market trends with 93% accuracy. She pitches it to venture capital firms who laugh at her age. Then she shows them the data. They stop laughing. They start writing checks. 6 months later, Cerebrite is valued at $10 million. A year after that, $30 million. By the time she's 28, $50 million and climbing. She tells her family she has a tech job, doesn't mention the company is hers, doesn't mention the 7-figure salary, doesn't mention the acquisition offers she's turning down weekly. Because in the Brooks family, success isn't about what you achieve, it's about how you look achieving it. One night, Thanksgiving, she's visiting the new penthouse in Manhattan, the one she'll eventually sign for, the one she doesn't know will become her chess move. She's in the kitchen getting water, voices drift from the living room, Ava and Ethan, talking, laughing. She shouldn't listen. She knows she shouldn't, but she does. Ava's voice. Clear as crystal, sharp as a blade. Honestly, I don't know why Mom and Dad even pretend. She's always going to be the glitch in the family system. The one that doesn't fit. Ethan laughs, the kind of laugh that means he agrees. At least she's useful. Someone has to be the boring one so the rest of us look interesting. More laughter. The sound of glasses clicking. A toast to their own perfection. Tiana stands in the kitchen, water glass in hand, ice melting slowly. She doesn't cry. She stopped crying over them years ago. Instead, she smiles. A real smile. The kind that comes from understanding something fundamental about the universe. She walks back to her hotel. Not the penthouse. Never the penthouse. She has boundaries they'll never understand. She opens her laptop, looks at her company dashboard. $50 million. Built from nothing. Built from nights they spent partying while she was coding. Built from every dismissal, every comparison, every moment they made her feel small. She types a single sentence in her notes app, something she'll remember later, something that will guide every decision she makes. Funny thing about glitches, sometimes they don't just crash the program, sometimes they rewrite it completely. 3 years of silence, 3 years of watching them spend money they didn't earn, 3 years of being the backup plan, the safety net, the daughter they only called when they needed something signed or paid for, 3 years of being the glitch in their perfect system. And then came Christmas. The Maldives. The photo. The text that said it was just a joke. That's when the glitch decided to crash everything. That's when Tiana Brooks stopped being invisible and started being inevitable. The calls start at 6:32 a.m., then 6:45, then 7, then every 15 minutes like clockwork. Tiana silences her phone, pours coffee in her Four Seasons suite, watches the sun rise over Manhattan like a judge taking the bench. They're home now. They've seen the empty penthouse. They've watched the video. They've realized the floor just dropped out from under their perfect lives. Her phone buzzes again, a text from Ava, then another, then a third. She doesn't read them. Doesn't need to. She knows exactly what they say. Some version of how dare you, mixed with some version of we're family, topped off with some version of please. She opens Instagram instead, scrolls through her feed, and there it is. Ava's latest post, uploaded 20 minutes ago. A carefully composed photo. Soft lighting. Vulnerable expression. The caption reads, "Family is complicated. Sometimes people we love get hurt by misunderstandings. Sending love and healing to everyone going through difficult times today." 3,000 comments already. Heart emojis. You're so brave. We love you, Ava. Tiana reads it twice. Then she smiles. Misunderstanding. That's what they're calling it. She opens her laptop. Her fingers move across the keyboard like a conductor leading an orchestra toward a crescendo. Ava's account. 240,000 followers. Brand partnerships with fashion companies, beauty products, lifestyle brands, a career built on filters and fiction. Tiana has been in Ava's system for 2 years. Ever since Ava asked her to help recover a forgotten password. Ever since Tiana realized her sister's entire empire was built on borrowed credibility and purchased followers. She's been patient, waiting, watching, collecting data like evidence in a trial. Today, the jury gets to see it all. Ava is scheduled to go live at noon. A New Year's planning session with her followers. Tips for fresh starts and new beginnings. The irony is almost too perfect. Tiana sets a timer, 11:59. She makes herself another coffee. Waits. At exactly noon, Ava's face appears on 3 million screens. She's in what's left of the penthouse, sitting on the floor because there's no furniture, but the angle is careful. The lighting is strategic. You can't tell the room is empty. Hey everyone. Happy almost New Year. I wanted to talk to you guys about something really important today. Tiana's fingers hover over the enter key. Ava continues. Her voice is soft, practiced, the performance of a lifetime. Family relationships can be so complex. Sometimes the people closest to us don't understand the pressure we're under, the sacrifices we make, the work we put in. Tiana presses enter. The screen flickers. Just for a second, Ava doesn't notice. She's too focused on her own reflection in the camera. Then the video feed splits. Half the screen is still Ava talking. The other half is something else. Something Ava didn't plan to share. It's a recording. A screen capture. Ava's DMs with a skincare company. The conversation is clear. Ava offering to promote their product to her authentic audience. The company asking for engagement statistics. Ava sending them numbers. Numbers that don't match her actual account. Numbers that are inflated by 60%. The company calling her out. Ava promising the followers are real. Ava sending fake analytics reports. Ava getting paid $15,000 for a lie. The live chat explodes. Comments flying faster than anyone can read. Wait, what is this? Is this real? Ava, what is happening? This is fake, right? Oh my god. Ava sees it. Her face goes white. She reaches for her phone to shut down the stream. But it's too late. Because now there's more. The second video, Ava's private photo library. The original photos next to the posted ones. Her waist edited 2 inches smaller. Her skin smoothed into porcelain. Her legs lengthened. Her face reshaped. Every single post, every single lie, side by side in brutal high definition. The follower count starts dropping, not slowly, fast, like watching a dam break in real time. 240,000, 235,000, 220,000. Ava is screaming now, crying. The live stream is still running. 3 million people watching her world end in real time. Tiana closes her laptop, takes a sip of coffee. It's still hot. Her phone rings. Victor. She answers this time. His voice is thunder and panic mixed together. Tiana, what have you done? This is madness. This is insane. She's calm, perfectly calm. No, Dad. This is math. Equal and opposite reaction. You taught me that. Remember? Every action has consequences. She hangs up before he can respond. The phone rings again. Celeste this time. Tiana lets it go to voicemail. Listens to the message later. Her mother's voice is broken, sobbing, begging. You're destroying this family. You're tearing us apart. Please, please stop. We're sorry. We love you. Please come home. Tiana saves the message. Not for sentiment, for the record. She calls back. Celeste answers on the first ring. Mom, listen carefully. There's nothing left to destroy. You did that years ago. Every Christmas I spent alone. Every birthday you forgot. Every time you looked through me like I was invisible. You destroyed this family. I'm just making sure everyone else can see the rubble. Silence on the other end. Then more crying. Tiana hangs up. Blocks the number. The next morning she's in a conference room in Midtown. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Her lawyer on her left. The acquisition team on her right. Cerebrite AI. $50 million. The papers are already prepared. She signs on page 8, page 12, page 19. Her signature is steady, practiced, final. The CEO of the acquiring company shakes her hand. Congratulations, Miss Brooks. This is quite an achievement. She smiles. Thank you. But I'm done playing nice. This is just the beginning. She looks directly at the security camera in the corner of the room. Knows somehow, somewhere, her family is watching, trying to figure out her next move. She gives them a small wave, a queen acknowledging pawns. That night, the Brooks family sits in a cheap hotel room in Queens. All 4 of them. First time they've been together in one room in months. Ava has 8,000 followers left. Her phone won't stop buzzing with cancellation emails. Every brand deal gone. Every partnership dissolved. Ethan is looking at credit card bills he can't pay. Cars he can't afford. A lifestyle built on his sister's signature. Victor is staring at letters from the IRS. Questions about the penthouse. The tax shelters. The financial structures that only worked because Tiana's name was on them. Celeste is crying quietly in the corner. No one speaks. What is there to say? They had a daughter who could have saved them. Who did save them. Over and over and over. And they left her behind on Christmas. Now she's $50 million richer. And they have no one left to call. The devil is in the details. That's what they say. Turns out he's also in the medical records. 2 weeks after selling Cerebrite, Tiana is in her lawyer's office on 5th Avenue. Mahogany desk. City views. Papers spread out like a crime scene waiting to be solved. They're cleaning up the legal trail. Every document she ever signed for her family. Every contract with her name where theirs should have been. It's a mountain of evidence showing years of financial manipulation. Her lawyer, Marcus Chen, slides a folder across the desk. His face is strange. Careful. This came up during the asset review. Medical records from when you were listed as an emergency contact for your father. There's something you need to see. Tiana opens the folder, scans the pages. Her eyes catch on a section marked Genetic Compatibility Screening. From 3 years ago when Victor needed a kidney transplant evaluation, the words swim for a moment before they solidify. Patient Victor Brooks and listed daughter Tiana Brooks show zero genetic markers for paternal relationship. Biological paternity ruled out. Recommend family medical history review. She reads it again, then a third time. Zero genetic markers. Not her father. The room tilts slightly. Or maybe she does. Marcus is talking, but his voice sounds like it's coming from underwater. She holds up a hand. He stops. Her mind is already racing, processing, calculating. If Victor isn't her biological father, then who is? And more importantly, does Victor know? She thinks back. Every dismissive comment, every comparison to Ava and Ethan, every time he looked at her like she was a stranger living in his house. Maybe she was. She looks at Marcus. Her voice is steady, professional. I need you to find out if my mother knew, and if my father knew. I need to know who else has seen this file. 3 days later, she has her answer. Celeste knew, had known for 28 years, an affair with a colleague at a tech conference in Austin. A mistake that became a secret that became a daughter who never quite fit. Victor didn't know, not officially, but maybe he suspected. Maybe that's why he could never look at her without disappointment in his eyes. Tiana sits in her hotel room, the medical file on the table, a choice in front of her. She could keep this quiet, could let it die with the paperwork. Or she could detonate it like the nuclear option it is. She thinks about Christmas, about the Maldives, about being called a glitch in the family system. She opens her laptop. The financial reporter's name is Rachel Mendez, investigative journalist for CNBC, known for taking down corporate frauds and family dynasties built on lies. Tiana sends the email at 2:37 a.m. Subject line, Victor Brooks, the real story. Attached, the DNA results. The tax documents showing Victor used her name to hide assets. The paper trail of fraud spanning 5 years. And a single sentence, he built an empire on lies. Time to audit the foundation. She hits send. Then she sleeps better than she has in years. 72 hours later, the story breaks. CNBC runs it as their lead. Rachel Mendez on camera, papers in hand, expression grim. Tech tycoon Victor Brooks, founder and CEO of Brooks Technologies, is facing allegations of corporate fraud, tax evasion, and a family scandal that raises questions about the integrity of his entire empire. Documents obtained by CNBC show that Brooks used his daughter's name to shield assets and avoid tax audits. But perhaps more shocking, new evidence suggests that daughter, software engineer Tiana Brooks, is not his biological child. The revelation comes amid a wider investigation into Brooks Technologies' financial practices. The stock price drops 43% in 2 hours. The board calls an emergency meeting. Victor is suspended pending investigation. Social media erupts. The Brooks family becomes a trending topic, not for their glamour, for their destruction. Ava's remaining followers vanish overnight. She's no longer an influencer, she's a punchline. Ethan's creditors come calling. His credit cards are maxed, his car is repossessed, his trust fund is frozen pending the fraud investigation. Celeste's friends stop returning her calls. The society pages that once featured her now run retrospectives on her scandal, the affair, the secret, the lies. And Victor Brooks, the king who built a tech empire, sits alone in his office watching his kingdom crumble on every screen. That's when Tiana walks in. She didn't knock. She owns the building now. Bought Brooks Technologies through a hedge fund 3 days ago. Hostile takeover. The board didn't even fight it. They were too busy trying to save themselves. Victor looks up. His face is gray, aged 10 years and 2 weeks. He tries to speak. She raises a hand. Don't. There's nothing you can say that I want to hear. She walks to the window, looks out at the city. The same view he's had for 20 years. You built your empire on lies, tax fraud, using my name, using my credit, using me, and underneath it all the biggest lie of all. She turns to face him. I'm not even yours. 28 years of treating me like I didn't belong. Turns out your instincts were right. I didn't. Because I was never a Brooks. Victor's hands shake. He opens his mouth, closes it. Tiana pulls out a folder, sets it on his desk. This is your termination notice. Effective immediately. No severance, no references, no farewell party. You're done. She looks at the door. Ethan is standing there, must have heard the commotion. She hands him an identical folder. You too, Ethan. You're fired, both of you. Clear your desks. Security will escort you out. No shouting, no tears, no drama. Just the cold, clean execution of justice. Victor finally finds his voice. You can't do this. I built this company. Tiana smiles. It doesn't reach her eyes. You built it on fraud. I bought it with money I actually earned. The math is pretty simple. She walks toward the door, stops next to Ethan. He's frozen, speechless. She looks at both of them, father and son, the family that never wanted her. I spent 28 years trying to debug my relationship with this family, trying to fix what was broken, trying to be enough. She straightens her blazer. Turns out I was never the problem. I was just trying to run on a corrupted system. She walks out, head high, shoulders back. Behind her, the Brooks empire burns. And for the first time in her life, Tiana Brooks breathes free. Morning light pours through floor-to-ceiling windows like liquid gold. The Golden Gate Bridge is visible in the distance, wrapped in fog that's just starting to burn off. Tiana sits cross-legged on a cushion by the window, coffee in her hands, steam rising. The city below is waking up, but she's already been awake for an hour. Not from stress, from peace. Her phone sits face down on the table. Silent. No emergencies. No demands. No voice on the other end telling her she's not enough. She takes a sip. Watches a sailboat cut across the bay. For the first time in my life, I don't owe anyone an explanation. The words feel strange in her mouth. Foreign. Like speaking a language she's only ever read in books. She thinks about the years she spent performing, proving, pushing herself to be worthy of a family that looked right through her. Every achievement was a bid for attention. Every success was a plea for love. Now, silence, the thing that once terrified her, the thing that meant being forgotten. It's become the most beautiful luxury she's ever owned. Her laptop is open on the coffee table. News alerts she doesn't click on but can't help seeing. Victor Brooks, under federal investigation for tax fraud and corporate malfeasance, trial date pending. Ethan Brooks files for bankruptcy. Third time in 2 years. Influencer Ava Brooks disappears from social media following bot scandal. Brand deals terminated. Celeste Brooks, once fixture of Manhattan's social scene, conspicuously absent from recent charity galas. Tiana closes the laptop. She doesn't feel joy reading these headlines. Doesn't feel satisfaction. Just a quiet sense of order restored. Her inbox has 47 unread messages. Most are apologies. Some from family. Some from people who used to know her family and are now scrambling to distance themselves. She doesn't read them, doesn't respond, doesn't owe them that either. She's done collecting apologies like debts that can never be repaid. The apartment is small compared to the penthouse. 1,100 square feet overlooking the Pacific. Hardwood floors, white walls, a couch, a bed, a desk. Nothing extra, nothing to prove. The minimalism isn't about aesthetics. It's about breathing room. About living in a space that doesn't echo with other people's expectations. She sold her stake in Cerebrite for $50 million. Walked away from tech entirely for 6 months. Then came back on her own terms. Investing in green energy startups, solar innovations, battery technology. Companies trying to fix things instead of just breaking them for profit. Money without meaning had always been her family's game. She's playing a different one now. 3 times a week she surfs at Ocean Beach. The water is cold enough to hurt. The waves are big enough to demand respect. She's terrible at it. Wipes out more than she stays up. She loves every second. In the evening she cooks. Nothing fancy. Pasta. Roasted vegetables. Things that take time and attention. Things you can't rush or fake. She has friends now. Real ones. Maya, a marine biologist. James, a teacher. Sophia, who runs a bookstore in the Mission. People who chose her because they like her, not because they need something from her. They don't know about the 50 million. Don't know about the family implosion that made headlines. They know Tiana, the woman who laughs too loud and asks too many questions and always offers to do the dishes. One Saturday night they build a bonfire on Baker Beach, 6 of them sitting in the sand, passing a bottle of wine, telling stories that don't have to be impressive to be worth hearing. Someone asks about her family. She keeps it simple, vague. We're not close. Maya changes the subject gracefully. That's what real friends do. Later, when the fire is burning low and the wine is gone, Tiana says something she's been thinking for months. Maybe I'm not broken. Maybe I was just badly edited. They laugh. But Sophia squeezes her hand. Gets it. The next morning, Tiana feels lighter. Like something she'd been carrying finally got set down. 14 months after Christmas, after the Maldives, after everything burned, a letter arrives. Not an email. Actual paper. Actual handwriting. Her mother's handwriting. There's no address. No date. Just 3 lines in the center of the page. I wish I'd seen you sooner. I wish I'd known how to love you better. I wish I could undo the distance I created. Tiana reads it once, twice, waits for the emotion to hit, the anger, the grief, the complicated mess of feelings she's supposed to have. But it doesn't come. Just a quiet acknowledgement. Too late, too little, too much time. She takes the letter to the balcony, holds it over a candle, watches the paper catch, turn black, crumble into ash. The wind carries it away over the railing. Gone. Not out of rage, not out of revenge, just out of completion. Sometimes closure isn't a conversation, it's a decision. She makes herself breakfast, goes for a run, calls Maya about dinner plans. Life continues. Not despite the past, just separate from it. Sunday afternoon she drives up Highway 1. Top down on the used convertible she bought for cash. No car payment, no lease. Just hers. The Pacific stretches infinite on her left. Cliffs and wildflowers on her right. Wind in her hair, sun on her face. No destination. No deadline. No one waiting for her to be someone she's not. The road curves ahead, disappears around a bend. She doesn't know what's coming and she doesn't need to. For 28 years, she lived in a system designed to make her fail, to make her small, to make her grateful for scraps. She's not in that system anymore. She's building her own, one day at a time, one choice at a time, one breath at a time. The sun starts to set, paint the sky in colors that don't have names, pink and orange and gold and something beyond gold. She pulls over, gets out, stands at the edge of the world. Nobody's daughter, nobody's glitch, nobody's backup plan. Just Tiana, free, finally, completely. And that's enough.